Imbalance Podcast. Imbalance Podcast. Episode 8. Happy birthday to me. I'm back. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's so good to be back. I am Imbalance. Some of you know me as Davey Scorsese, others know me as David Porter. But the important thing is I am back at it. I'm doing this podcast once again, and damn, it feels good, doesn't it? Yes. I am recording this on the eve of my 35th birthday. Happy birthday to me. Man, it's been a journey. I'm telling you, getting here to 35. So far, my 20s were pretty horrible, but my 30s have been amazing so far, and I'm so happy to know that there's, just when you think your life is over and your best years have passed you by, that's just not the case, and I'm living proof of that. So if you're listening, even if your whole world crumbles around you, there's always an opportunity to rebuild, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're thinking. There's always an opportunity to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm still rising. I've been rebuilding longer than the Cleveland Browns have been. But for the first time in a very long time, I am excited about what the future has in store for me. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But how have you been doing? Haven't really heard from anybody in a while out in podcast land. Speaking of podcast land, I want to give a special shout out right now to my good friend Jessie K. Just launched her podcast called the Heretic Podcast. Really interesting stuff. She's had a couple episodes out so far, just dealing with the paranormal, people's paranormal experiences. She had a live tarot reading on the first episode, a story involving a demon in the second episode that sent chills down my spine. So check her out. Jessie K hosting the Heretic Podcast. You can find that wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. I listen to my podcast on Spotify. She's on Spotify. I don't know if she's on Stitcher, Podbean, Apple, all that. Just look up the Heretic Podcast and just check it out if you can. And if it's not on your preferred streaming platform, then obviously that platform's lame for not carrying her podcast, and you need to get a new one anyway. But enough about her. This is my podcast, damn it. And that's why I wanted to come on. I've been kind of doing, every year I kind of do some reflecting on my life when it comes to my birthdays. I just kind of look back on the past year of my life. But this time I want to go back a little further on the last, decade of my life. A little bit longer than that, really. I've just really been stopping to think about how far I've come from the time I was 25 to now being 35. When I was 25, I'm starting to sound like a Frank Sinatra song. When I was 25. But anyway, I was married, had everything I thought I wanted in life, and I lost it all. I'm going to keep it real on this podcast. A lot of issues happened. Not going to get too deep into it this time. I'll save that for a therapy session or my album. Whoop. But just things didn't turn out the way either of us wanted to. My wife at the time and I, And we just kind of sadly, kind of grew apart, grew out of love. And just for the best, we decided to end it. I mean, I initiated the divorce after certain things happened, but I kind of started a path of self-destruction after that. I jumped into another relationship with a girl much younger than me who had a child, and me just kind of, dealing with the pain from a divorce, or not dealing with the pain, trying to run away from it, and her being young and just immature and just had no real basic understanding of how the real world worked. It was just a recipe for disaster, really, and caused many traumas for both of us. Just a lot of pain and a lot of abuse that we put each other through. I'm just as guilty of it as she is, and I regret that to this day. And actually, I've spoken to her recently about these things, and it was a very nice therapeutic discussion, and it kind of gave both of us closure on everything. We're both just kind of ready to, let go of all that from the past and move on with our lives, which is great. But fast forwarding now, almost being 35, I just have like this optimism for my life that I've not felt in many, many years. And it's exciting. It's fun to think of how, I have a whole life ahead of me, even though sometimes it feels like everyone in my life, it's kind of passed me by and life's left me behind sometimes. For example, all of my friends that I've had for the longest are all married, have a child or several children, and they just live a completely different life than I do now. And I still get to hang out with some of them, which is great. I get to, reflect on good times in the past and nerd out watching, Star Wars or anything, just, that we still have those same kindled interests that keep us friends. And it's nice to be able to do that. But there are times, where I just feel like how long is this going to last? I'm almost 35 and I don't have any of this. I had it once and it didn't work out for me, and I think that's for the best, because I've enjoyed life a lot more, since realizing that just, marriage and kids and all that, it's just not what I'm meant to do in life, and I'm finally okay with that. I'm still trying to figure out what my lot in life is, but that's the fun part, like I get to experiment and dabble in things, and for like this podcast, for one, I know I've taken quite a long break from the podcast, and I do apologize for that. I've just had quite a bit going on in my life. Started a new job, had some events change in my life. My car died on me, unfortunately. Hopefully soon I'll be getting a new one. Luckily my dad, shout out to him, has been letting me carpool with him to work. We just work one street down from each other, so I drop him off and then I go into work and then pick him up and we go home. That's another thing. I'm 35 currently. My living situation is living with my parents again. Sadly, the pandemic and just other circumstances had me back here, but I'm hoping this is a temporary thing, even though the rent is just ridiculous nowadays, isn't it? It's crazy, right? But things will get better. They always do. A lot of people like to, naysay and say we're doomed and the sky is falling and all that, but there's a reason I was chosen to be Optimistic O in kindergarten for the play, because I try to stay optimistic and look at the bright side and the silver lining. Haven't always been like that, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to try being like that now. But what's been going on in the world? Anything big happening? I'm actually trying to avoid political talk mostly in my life, I've just found that in this current climate, people are just way too into it, There's more division in this country than I've ever seen in my life, based on political opinion. And I just, even I get caught up in that sometimes. With the whole, vaccine, anti-vax thing. I have my opinions. I have friends who have the opposite opinion. And somehow we still manage to stay friends and get along, which is insane, I know, right? But we pull it off. But once I get pulled into the cesspool that is social media, sometimes I get a little opinionated, and just, it's just a bad place to be. Like, social media, it's something like you can't live with it, you can't live without it. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could just delete all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, but whether we want to admit it or not, for me at least, those likes and comments and heart reacts and laugh reacts and GIFs and just seeing who's viewed your story, just every little thing just gives you that little bit of serotonin in your life that you need, just that little bit of attention from complete strangers. Just for some reason, just like gives us the same serotonin as we get, I don't know, from eating like fast food, which is also bad for you, or drinking or drugs, anything like that. Like, it's an addiction, and I do believe social media is a horrible addiction. And I'll admit that I have an addiction to it. Most people do. I even get annoyed with people who hardly ever use Facebook or something like that, which is stupid saying it out loud, but it's like, oh yeah, looks like you have a PhD in maturity. Like, I don't know, it's pretty silly, but just the way it is. Sorry, I record these podcasts like I'm having a conversation with the listeners, so there's a lot of awkward pauses, me going, like, I don't want to take the time and, like, do hardcore audio editing where I, blank out the gaps and the ums and the uhs and the stutters. Just, I want to be me. Like, just take me as who I am listening to this. If you have a problem with the professionalism of it, guess what? I just have this on my YouTube channel. Like, you have to find me to listen to me. It's not like I'm on any podcast networks or apps. My music's on Spotify. My podcast isn't. I could probably find a way to get it on there. I just don't really bother. Sorry if you hear my phone in the background. It updated, and for some reason I cannot figure out how to put it on silent, just vibrate. So sorry for that. Man, what else can I talk about? It's been so long. Like, I missed you all. I hope I haven't lost everyone, but even if I have, oh well. It's still good to be back down here and recording again. Speaking of recording, ain't nothing's happened. I'm so sorry. I know I've been saying that I'm going to record and work on things for the longest time. I started to record like one verse, put together like some sound clips of Martin Scorsese discussing, his style when it comes to making films, and then I just completely abandoned it. It's one of these days I'm going to get struck with that inspiration to write again and record again. I've just been in such a better place in my life. For so long, I've written as a form of therapy, to deal with negative thoughts and make myself feel better. And now that I've been happier in life, it's a lot harder for me to write. Like, I've never been one to write like a party anthem or anything like that, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to find some inspiration and give some inspiration, you know what I'm saying? But it's been a trial, man. Woman, they, them, whatever your gender preference is, your pronoun preference. Oh, there, I just lost half my audience there because I've gone woke. No, I just like to show common respect to people, that's all. Man, it is so close to being my birthday, and I'm not very excited about it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been excited about a birthday since, 21? But, it is nice to celebrate just surviving another year on this earth. So I am excited about that. Man, it's just so good to be back, though. Like, I'm gonna hopefully stick to it, and do weekly podcast once again. Just gotta think about what I'm gonna talk about. I know this one's kind of a personal one, just reflecting on my life, patting myself on the back for returning after being so lazy, but what can you do? I'm back, I'm new and improved, and just, like I said, so happy to be here. Kind of a mini episode, especially most podcasts you listen to are padded out because there's like 100 ads. So you think you're listening to like a 70-minute show when really it's about, I'd say maybe 50 minutes because of all the ads. But this is just a straight, 16 minutes so far of me talking minus the cheesy music at the intro. I'm sorry. I'll work on a better intro sometime, especially after listening to the Heretic podcast. I was like, man, my intro is so lame, so amateur. But there's kind of a charm to that too, I think. So I don't know what I'll do. Let's talk about something that really makes me happy. Music news. My boy Logic apparently is coming out of retirement. He's been releasing a new song every Friday for like the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I love to see it, man. I love seeing Bobby Tarantino back. And I think that's what the new album is going to be, Bobby Tarantino 3. I keep seeing like a numeral 3 on the cover art for all these singles he's been releasing. So I think Bobby Tarantino is coming back, and I'm happy about that. Tyler, the Creator, released Call Me If You Get Lost, a new album, which is fantastic. Right up there with Igor, man. It just makes me so happy to see these artists that I've been listening to for years finally making it and getting some recognition and just keep improving with their art. Party Favors just released a new album called Who Are. Party Favors, if you don't know, is a drag duo out of Columbus, Ohio. And they make fantastic pop music, dance music, club music, stuff that you can just get out and shake your ass to, yeah, get it, girl. And that album just came out. Fantastic, wonderful. So many good projects out. Record Store Day has been great. I collect vinyls, so it's been exciting to get those Record Store Day exclusives. I finally have Sisters of Mercy, the BBC sessions. I finally have a Sisters of Mercy on vinyl, which is great. Makes me so happy. Even though I broke my damn needle listening to it. I couldn't find one at the store. I ordered one on Amazon, so I just gotta wait for my new needles to come in so I can get back to listening to the stuff. I know some people buy vinyls, never open them, just look at them, but that's not me. I like to listen to music. I just love good music, you know what I mean? Who doesn't love good music? And I know the definition of good music is different for everybody, but I love my good music. Not my good music that I make. I can't stand what I make, but a lot of people seem to like it for whatever reason, so I guess I'll keep making it, hopefully soon. Oh man, as I record this, it's 11:59. We're almost at my birthday. That 7/18 is going to turn to a 7/19, and this 80s baby will be 35 years old. Holy shit, I'm old. And yet I feel like my life's just beginning. Hey! Oh, here we go. I think we're getting close. To midnight. It'll be way past midnight when you listen to this. Hopefully I'll have it all done and uploaded tomorrow. But, happy birthday to me, boy. Come on. I'm watching the clock. Let's get to it. Come on. Longest minute. There we go. Midnight. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Yeah. 35 years old. And damn, it feels good. Anyway, I just spent 20 minutes saying a whole lot of nothing. But I just wanted you to know that I'm back. I am 35 years old, and I've never felt better. And I will see you again next week. Or I guess I won't be seeing you, but I'll be talking to you. You might not even be listening. Man, this is really I'm really overthinking on this one now. I'll have a new podcast up next week for you to listen to and give me your feedback. If you're listening to this, it's only going to be on my YouTube, like always. So give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you ring that notification bell. No, you don't got to do none of that. But I'd appreciate it. I like hearing from you people. And by you people, I mean my people, my friends, my fans, my listeners, my colleagues, my just people that I love. So I'm back, and it feels great. Till next time, this is Imbalance, aka Davey Scorsese, aka David Porter. Just remember to be kind. Kindness is free, and let's all just learn to love each other a little bit more. I'm just trying to say something profound now, but I'm failing miserably. So instead, I'll just say, peace!